You employ people and you pay them for a specific working hours, and you understand that you are using that working hour you're paying them to do something else, and it's not encouraging for the business owner. And the truth is that you can never be better if you're not committed. You cannot be diligent without being committed.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Workplace Reality Podcast. My name is Blessing, and of course, I'm not alone today. With me here is one of the most thoughtful and amazing women I've ever met in life. So we allow her to introduce herself. The pleasures.
Hi everyone, my name is Chineye, your favorite girl on this podcast show. I'm so honored to be here. So sit tight, please don't leave, just share. If you've not subscribed to this channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please subscribe to our channel and share the link. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here at all time. As you all know, we are treating a series tagged The Employee's Worth. And today we'll be treating the last topic on that series, which is, should employees mix their career work with side hustle? Should they or should they not? We'll be diving right into it without wasting much of our time. So, Mrs. Gift, well, we all know that side hustle is something, a business or a job that someone does apart from the basic 9 to 5 that they do normally. I want to paint the scenario of Nigeria as a case study now because we're in Nigeria. Looking at our current state of economy and everything, how it's, let me not say favorable, for how it's not favorable for workers and all of that. Can we advise workers to mix their 9 to 5 work with a side hustle? In a scenario where someone is a family man, for instance now, and then this person has rent to pay, he has bills and a lot of things to sort out, and monthly, let's say the person earns like 150,000 naira. So is it advisable in that kind of situation now, is it advisable to mix the career work with a side hustle?
Now, I love this podcast because let me remind you that it's a workplace reality podcast.
Okay.
And it is our view and your opinion. So I'm talking based on my point of view. Yeah. Now, this topic is a very sensitive one, and it is very important that we are talking about it.
Yes, very
because a lot of people have started business through side hustle. A lot of people have also gotten depressed by doing 9 to 5 a side hustle. A lot of people have also left promising career paths
for their side hustle.
For side hustle that they will do 2 years and it will crumble. And they are starting life all over again, and which will make them give up in the workplace system. Now, my view, and I'm saying this my view based on my experience and based on testimonials, both negative and positive ones. The truth is that, let me ask this question before I go ahead.
Okay.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God,
and righteousness,
and every other thing
shall be added unto you.
Now, this is the principles of wealth creation.
Okay.
It's just as if you're pursuing God and you're pursuing other things. Like you are supplementing other things for God. And God has given a principle to say, seek ye first and then the kingdom of God, and every other thing shall be added. That's one. I will say, except you don't love your job. That's the only way, except you don't have job satisfaction. Now, job satisfaction, like I said in our previous episode, if you've not watched it, please go and watch it. Job satisfaction might not be basically the salary. You can see somebody that is earning $500,000, and you see another person earning 200,000, and that one earning 200,000 is more satisfied than the one of $500,000. Why? Maybe the one with $500,000 has a toxic boss. There is no HMO. There is nothing attached to it. But the one with 200,000 comes to work, and the workplace is sane. He relates to his boss, have a good working relationship with both the management and his fellow employees, and the person is there. And you that is only have a million, you are having burnouts back to back. There's no balance. Like, you're always going home and putting the frustration on your family. So, except you're not having job satisfaction, but if you have job satisfaction,
there's no need for side hustle.
I'm not saying there's no need, it will come naturally.
Okay.
Just as when you serve God, we're being realistic, and I'm talking from a realistic point of view. Now, first, let me use my life example. I used to be a very good fashion designer. Those of you that know me very well. I made clothes and I sent them to the UK and the US. And as at years back, I don't charge anything, no matter what I sew, anything less than 10K. If I make a dress for 10K, it's because we have a very good relationship. That's to tell you how good I was at what I did do. And I got a job. A job with the least salary I've always been paid. I've never been paid that salary before as a worker.
Okay.
And the goal was I just wanted to leave the house. I relocated to a new city, and of course I didn't have clients in that new city. So I needed to go out and network. That was the major reason I got a job.
Okay.
Not because I was hungry,
but because she needed people.
Yes.
To support.
Financially, I didn't even need that job because I wasn't hungry.
Yeah.
And I needed clients. I remember when I started sewing in that new city, I started with my colleagues because I didn't really know much people. So the intention of getting a job was, that's why I said it should come naturally. I just needed to get a job to go out, meet with people. And I got that job. And first 2 months, 3 months into the job, 6 months into the job, I was overwhelmed. Like, I got so, commitment is just a word. I got so, I'm looking for the right word. I got so involved with my workspace that my boss doesn't even leave. Again, his conscience will not even allow him to leave the office when I'm still there, because nobody go. At a point, if my job is not done, I do not leave. People that know me, if you're watching the podcast, please comment Lori. I don't call the name of the company. But I was so into my job, and in 6 months, I think I was made it team lead. And I was not putting, nobody leaves the office. I think we close by 5:30 or 5 o'clock. But if we are not done with tasks, nobody goes. Sometimes my boss nobody leaves the office. And in less than a year, 6 months into the job, I was made the operations manager. And naturally, I stopped sewing. Because maybe before I would get home 7 o'clock for a job that closes by 5, sometimes 8 o'clock. I remember one of the days, I've gone for a meeting as an employee of that company, and I came home to 11 in the night. It was crazy. Because I needed to close the deal.
Okay.
I was the business development manager. So I attend meetings to bring new clients into I'm using my personal experience. And if this motivates you in any way, you can let me know in the comment section. Now, I know where I'm driving to.
Yes.
Gradually, I stopped sewing. If I tell you courses I took under leading sewing companies in Port Harcourt, in Nigeria, if I call the names of the company, I had to put that aside. Now, it's not that, okay, let me continue this. And in 1 year, 6 months, I was promoted at the operation. And in 3 years into that job, I sew for myself. But I wasn't sewing as a business.
Yes.
I sew for myself. Then if you tell me, Gift, I want you to sew for me, I will tell you the time that is convenient for me.
But you were not doing it as a business.
Yes.
Just something to do at your leisure time.
Yes, exactly. So it was not a priority again. And 3 years into that job, I got the biggest open door in my life. Opportunities. And today, I would say I'm a professional in that field because I gave into that job. Now, what I'm trying to say is that be so good in one thing that whenever we think about that thing,
Your name comes to people's
you
mind.
are the first person that comes to the mind of people.
Mm.
You cannot build professionalism or expertise in multitasking as this.
That's true.
I'm giving you the reason why I don't prefer
Mixing
a 9 to
also
5.
with 9 to 5
Yes.
work.
And the truth is that you might be having a 9 to 5 job, except you don't like that job. Except you're not having, you're not having job satisfaction. Now, the job I said I left and I packed my sewing, the job salary was 50,000.
Wow.
So I'm telling you, those people that know me, in fact, this video, you will see it on the video and they'll confirm it. I left the job for 50,000 and packed my industrial machine. How much is the industrial machine now? It's almost half a million.
Yes, it is.
That machine is still in my house as we speak. For a job of 50,000, that's to tell you how much I was into that job. Now, I'm using my personal story. This is a reality podcast. So that job changed my life because I was committed. But I've been working previously, jumping from one job to another, looking for high salary, doing my sewing and all that. But that job, because of commitment, gave me my life breakthrough. Now, on the other part, I'm talking so much, but just allow me to talk.
You have your time.
Now, on the other part, you might have a 9 to 5, and maybe because of the salary. But I'm telling you with confidence that no matter how small a salary is, if you have intention to build on that career and you give into that career, in the shortest possible time, your life will change. But the reason why people want to prioritize side hustle is because they don't have patience and they don't believe in. Oh my God, I talked about in the last hospital seed, time, and harvest. These are the 3 principles to wealth creation. These are principles that God has given us: seed, time, and harvest. You need to sow the seed.
And allow
you need to give that seed time
to
before you harvest. But people are so impatient and they just want to sow and catapult to the harvesting time. But the one beautiful thing, if you are patient and you get to the harvesting time, your wealth will be unlimited. But what if you have a side hustle? You have a 9 to 5 job. You know that if you have a side hustle and you also have a 9 to 5 job, you will not be committed on that 9 to 5 job.
Well, I want to believe it depends on the kind of side hustle. Maybe someone that does an online job of selling stuff. For example, someone that is selling perfume now online, and then the person has a 9 to 5 job. I don't really think
it will affect.
Like,
what if people create all that? You always be online. Have you not seen companies that you don't work with your phone? Have you not seen them?
Yeah, there are companies like that.
There are some international companies, I can't call names, that maybe you enter, you have your locker, you drop your bag, you drop your personal phone. It's because of all this. The idea is crazy, but the truth is that it's because of things like this. You employ people and you pay them for a specific working hours, and you understand that you are using that working hour you're paying them to do something else, and it's not encouraging for the business owner. The truth is that even if the person sells a perfume, somebody can make an order online. Let's say you work in a company that doesn't care. You're doing your side hustle. Let's create a scenario.
Okay.
I'm working in a 9 to 5 workspace, and I have a side hustle. And somebody calls me during my long break time. I'll use that break time to go and do delivery. And sometimes before you come back, they'll come back past break time. They'll be giving lousy excuses. I went to the hospital. I went to the bank. My mother is not feeling fine. You'll be calling iniquity upon yourself. First, you're stealing from the company you're working for. You're stealing from their time. And the truth is that you can never be better if you're not committed. The Bible says, "See that a man diligent in his work, he will stand before kings and not before men." You cannot be diligent without being committed.
That's true.
If you're committed to your job, give it time. I say the time is not 10 years. Let me use this as a point to encourage someone. If you're committed to a job, give it a minimum, just say 3 years. Just tell yourself, if you're working as a sales person or a sales manager, tell yourself that I want to commit to this job. I want to give this job 3 years. It might not even get to that 3 years. If your business that you have, your side also is giving you 500,000 or a million naira every month, in 3 years, being a sales manager will give you times 5 or times 10. So you cannot build wealth without commitment. If you're working in a 9 to 5, you will not be committed in your 9 to 5. You will not still be committed to your own side also. You will not be like jack of all trades,
master of none.
Master of none. That's why you see some people, on the contrary, some people work 9 to 5 and still get side hustle. And if they feel the side hustle is doing well, they'll resign from the job. You see scenario like that.
Yes,
they'll resign from their job and focus
on their side
hustle. But they are forgetting one thing. You will notice that side hustle might be doing giving them money, but the revenue overflow might not be consistent.
That's true.
Because they don't have detailed knowledge of that business. Except when they resign, they will not go and do trainings and all that. But the truth is that experience teaches better. Even your trainings. Even if you do training, they will still tell you go and work. That's why there are some training company like Kenneth Consult where we do ICT trainings and administrative trainings. There are some training institutes like Kenneth where after training they will tell you will take you for intern for 3 months for experience. So with this point, I will say if it's me, I don't prefer side hustle. But if you want to look at the situation of the country, especially for young graduates, because the truth is that professionals, if you see people that have been in the industry for years, those people don't do side hustle. What they do is that they will just resign and go and start business based on that career path. People that do side hustle, they are just young graduates.
People that are just coming
up. I feel it's lack of patience.
And some of them are even confused.
Exactly. And you see that side hustle, before you know, you see them stop posting polo.
Because there's no structure. Nothing. It's just...
So I would say, focus on one, give it time. I believe in diligence. See, my father will always tell me something. My father will always say, people say Satan, demon. If you want to carry a spoon and put in your mouth, can Satan come and fall that spoon?
No.
Diligence pays. Commitment. You cannot be committed to, even God honors it. Satan cannot remove food from your mouth if you're diligent. Even God honors. There are some principles in the Bible that God honors, both unbelievers and believers. Now, if God has said, why I will give you wealth is if you're diligent. That's why you see unbelievers that are diligent still making money.
Yes, because it's not restricted to
it's just a principle. It's a principle to attain wealth. Diligence pays. If you're consistent, before you will see a lot of people, they are 40, no career, they are just jumping from one place to another. And you have a belly face in the front. It's because of this side hustle thing. But I'm not saying, but if you can leave it and go and pay the sacrifice to learn it very well. Some leading perfume companies in Port Harcourt that I know, there's Excel Perfume, there's Exclusive Perfume. Those people started from side hustle. Do you understand? But now they have built a brand for themselves. But I still know people that have done side hustle with perfume business. I'm using perfume because you mentioned it. They have still gone back to work. Wasted how many years? Maybe they resigned. Maybe the perfume business was giving them their salary. They asked themselves,
if am I still working?
I'm staying in the house, I'm making 100,000, 200,000. When my work is giving me 70,000, why am I working? And they will resign and go and face the perfume business. And then they will face one heck in life. After 2 years, they will come back again. Starting from afresh again. If you are, there's power in staying. So this is my opinion, so you can share yours. I've said so much.
Okay, so still on the matter, some people, they believe this side hustle thing is like a backup plan, because there are companies that out of nowhere they just come and they retrench their workers. So those people feel like, I don't have anywhere to fall back on. Then let's know that I will not be stranded or something like that. It's not as if they have plans of leaving the work eventually. But then it's just to just have it as a plan B kind of thing. So is that reason justifiable?
When they feel like they'll downsize, the company will
Yes,
downsize.
or anything can just happen. Or
My
to
dear
just
sister, it's my
increase
opinion.
income.
No, the viewers, after don't drag me. It's a reality podcast.
Yes.
My opinion is that if you see a company, if you're working in a place, first before you get the job, it's human for you to size the company. If a company is telling you they are paying you 50,000, if you walk into the company, you can say, can this company keep paying me 50,000? Will they make the money? You can size the company before accepting offer. Do you understand? It's your right for you to size the company. Go about them. You can walk into a company. If a company tell you, there are some company they will owe you salary. They can tell you 200,000, but they cannot pay. So whatever a company offers you, you have to size the company. You can walk into a company, you know if the company is toxic.
That's true.
We have sense organs to do that. You understand?
Yes.
And we have discernment as Christians to be able to do that. Now, it's the same way you can know if a company is having, they might not tell you, but let's say you did not know, you now start 1 month, you will know.
That's true. Yes, you know.
You will know if the company owes salary. You will know from the operations. Is this, are they getting jobs? Can they pay month end? Is it something that they can deliver? Is the company growing? Me, I size company. Is the company growing? Are you seeing prospect there? Do you feel like in the next 3 years, if you give 3 years to this company, can you become better? Of course.
Or you will just be depreciating.
Yes.
And just be there.
Yeah. So before you even stay in a first, before you accept an offer, you will know. You ask yourself these questions. That's why we tell job seekers research on companies. So let's say you now make the mistake. When you enter, there are some people that have worked 2 weeks, they will stop. Have you not seen cases like that? So when you now know that the company is downsizing, but the truth is you apply for another job. Then if you have a skill, what I know you can do, you can build skills while working 9 to 5. Okay. It will not be a problem. But you see, side also. You will not be committed to your 9 to 5 job. There is no how you plan it. Except there's no how, except you don't carry phone inside your company, or you don't carry your personal laptop. There is no how you say I will not take company time. There is no how you want to feel like you be diligent. You will still steal from the company. It's either you will steal time or you steal their resources. And that's why a lot of companies now, they work with, there's something called non-compete form. There are some people that get a job to steal from companies. Let's say you're a digital person and you're struggling you have a personal brand. You can post on Facebook and all. You can do digital marketing, but you're not too good. Okay. And then you start applying for job in digital marketing companies to steal their ideas, their trade secrets, their processes. And some companies as such, there's something called non-compete form, where workers sign, that company, that's from talks that you will not, even if you resign, you will not do anything that the company does 2 years after your resignation. Like if you do it, they will sue you. Like if you do it, a lot of companies do, even Kenneth does it. A lot of companies do it. Do you understand? Because of issues like this, because people come in that already have businesses and they cannot run it. They are applying for job in that area to steal trade secrets of these companies. That's saying that a lot of companies are eliminating side hustles. And companies that do it, they will strive to pay you well so that you will not even see any reasons. So this is now on the employer side. If you know that you don't want your staff to do so, there are some companies that it's prohibited. It's prohibited.
It's not allowed. Yes,
it's not allowed. Now, in such companies, business owners should encourage their employees. That's why we're talking about employees' what. Business owners should encourage their employees by paying them reasonably. You understand? Reasonably. When you pay them reasonably, they will still be committed to work. But on the part of an employee that wants to grow, whether reasonably or not reasonably, I still think diligence and commitment pays better than side hustle.
Okay. This topic is very, very serious.
Very important.
Okay, now looking at it, because employees, they don't only apply to companies. There are other works, like not necessarily 9 to 5,
Yeah.
maybe like a teaching job now. And some people even see teaching job as like, okay, this is better. I will have time to do some other things, because I've seen several people in that line of career that they have their side hustles and they are doing really well.
In both the teaching.
Yes, both the teaching and the side hustle, this thing that they are
I
doing.
don't agree with you. You know why?
Okay.
Now, gone are those days where teaching jobs are ordinary job. In this Port Harcourt that we have my firm, the firm I work with, we when we do recruit for school, we recruited for schools that pays their teachers 500,000.
Okay, that one.
300,000.
Except it's like a school that is.
No, now these schools require their certifications and trainings. You can build yourself as a teacher, and you get to a point where schools will be the one, especially for all these top schools, international schools,
Yes.
will be sorting for you. Now, there is a teacher, see, except you don't want to grow as a teacher. Teaching now.
Okay, maybe the person is just doing it for survival kind of thing. Okay,
that's why I say you cannot grow in that field. Except you are not having job satisfaction. You just want to do it. Make it not be like, say, I know they come up from house. But the truth is that the day those people know, they'll sack you. But if you want to be it, I'm telling you that teaching now, I was consulting last year. The firm I was working for was consulting for somebody that has been in the teaching industry for about 17 years. What she teach are early years. You know, early years, that's preschool. And she has been teaching them for 17 years. As at then, 2 years ago, she was earning about 120,000. So she was applying for a job. There was an opening for one school. I don't want to call the name of the school. That the salary was about 350K in Port Harcourt here. And she sent resume and she didn't get the job, so she came. And I was telling her that you're so good at this thing. You've done a lot of certification in early years. She does it so well. And we created a business plan. Business plan. We drew out a proposal. We consulted. As we speak now, she's running a creche and early years of her own.
Wow.
Because of the experience.
She already has experience.
Do you know how much she earns now? Wow. And she started out of nothing, because as I did, she was like, she doesn't have capital. You know, say school, no, they pay. We thought that with this your experience, we can create something for you.
Big
and when there was no money, she even wanted to collect loan with the plan. But we had to reduce the plan to the extent that, you know what she did? She stays in a 1-bedroom flat, but her parlor is massive, her sitting room is massive. We told her, share it. I personally did that consultation. This was 224 last year, January. That's 223 September. We consulted for her. She didn't resume again. She shared her parlor into 2. I don't want to give you secrets. If you're a teacher, if you want business consultation, we can create business plan based on your experience and set you up for life. So, because of going back to this story, because of the experience she has gotten in teaching pre-nursery,
yes,
she was able to start her own creche institute, not school, and she started from her house. And for the first 3 months, she got about 15 children. And you know how much that means?
That's a progress.
Every month. So the truth is that if you're committed to that 9 to 5, give it. The reason why this lady took 15 years is because maybe she never met us to consult her.
Yes.
And when we saw her, it was an opportunity that met preparation, because she already had the experience. But if you're intentional about something, let's say I have a dream that I want to have my school in the next 10 years. Where do you think I will start from? If I have a dream that I want to run a school in the next 10 years, I want to have my own school. Maybe from undergraduate age, I tell myself, I want to, in the next 10 years, you write your life goals and you tell yourself, in the next 10 years, I want to be the owner of one of the leading schools in this city. Immediately after my graduation, I will go and look for a job in a school, no matter the salary, learn. Yes. As I progress, I start getting skills, going for trainings. I become intentional about the teaching. It might not even get up to the 10 years.
That's true.
So except you're not intentional about your career and you don't have a job that aligns with your passion, your niche, and your career. So
Passion.
it depends. See, even passion now is overrated because yes, now passion is overrated. Sometimes that thing that will set you up for life is something that you just
That just came from nowhere. And
that
then
your side also said that your 9 to 5 you think you're just getting it, just like me. I got a 9 to 5 job because I just
you
wanted
were
to
looking for clients
climb for
your
my
own
side
business.
also.
Okay.
But I got trapped into my 9 to 5 and it set me up for life. And I've not done sewing. By God's grace, I'll be setting up my fashion house soon. So I'm going back. My 9 to 5 has given me the phone to set up
that your
what
passion.
I needed. So I don't know what else to say.
And I feel you're going back because now you already have
a strong foundation.
Yes, it's not like I'm just doing this one,
Exactly.
touch. You're not good.
So just give your young graduates out there, especially for young graduates, because if you see people that have been in a particular, that have worked for 10, 15 years, they are not doing side hustle again. If they are coming out, they are resigning to start their own firm or to start their own consultation. That's how you see a lot of people doing consultation. They have developed wealth of experience. They are now acting as consultants.
Yes.
They don't do side hustle again. Do you understand?
Yes.
So I will encourage young graduates to commit to
one thing at a
one
time.
thing. If you want to do side hustle, commit to it and build. If you want to do 9 to 5, but sometimes you get trapped. But there must be a commitment. It's either you're leaving your side hustle for
your 9 to 5,
or you're leaving your 9 to 5
for your
side hustle and build on it. But doing the two at the same time, when you are a master of none, it may crash.
Hey, oh God.
So that's my view.
Wow, this is amazing. So before we go, now the thing now is that there are some people that are doing this thing together already. They are doing their 9 to 5 and they are doing their side also. Now, how do they?
Let me ask you that is doing 9 to 5 and side hustle alpha. You feel if I tell you that to give me like 1 million naira now, you feel give me. The truth is that I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it will not bring money, but there's something called generational wealth. There's something called sustainable income. I think that's the word. Income, that's recurrent income. You know, like for a 9 to 5 now, some people get 9 to 5 because they are sure that every month salary comes. But that their side also, whether it comes this month or not, they are not sure. So on my part, I'm running off with this. And the truth is that every young graduate, you should plan your life. Sometimes your life might not go as planned. Maybe God has a different plan for you. But with the leading of the Holy Spirit, just plan your life. Let it be that you plan something. Then if God overtake your plan, better for you. But don't just
being there. And
you can tell yourself, let's say you graduate when you are 20, you can tell yourself that in the next 5 years, I want to become a professional in any field. I said, I don't know the field yet. Maybe you might not have a specific field, but life will take you. Just tell yourself that in the next 5 years, I want to focus on one thing and become a professional. Or in the next 5 years, I want to be a business owner. Or in the next 30 years, I don't want to work for anybody again. In the next 50 years, I want to retire from any work I am. You should prioritize your life and plan it. If God take your life before 50 years, at least you planned. If God say, okay, you will not get to that 50 years, I will set you up for life. Fine, to him be the glory. But as a human being, you should live life intentional. Do you understand? And when you live life intentional, you will not be dancing around. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, I understand.
You will not be dancing around without direction. I'm telling you, it works. It works magic. I remember when I studied finance and banking. I'm using my life as an example. I studied finance and banking in school, and I always have a dream of working in GT Bank. I didn't know. I already had that dream.
Okay.
You know, I started using GT Bank since 2012 before I even wrote WAEC, before I even got admission, 2011 or thereabout. And when I go into the bank, the composure and all that. So I told myself, I wanted to do law. Because of them, I went to do finance and banking.
Wow.
Because
You must really like that.
yes, I made I came out. Why stay in service? I think I was posted to Kwara State. I told myself, I don't want to waste this 1 year because I told myself, maybe I come out, I'm going to the bank. I did ICANN when I was 7. I did chartered accounting during my service year. I said, no. I started my ICANN classes, chartered accounting, because I wanted to be a prospect to get a job. But on the long run, life. But at least there was a plan.
Yes.
And I told myself that if I work in a bank, if I work at age 30, I don't know how God will do it, but I want to be fulfilled. Or sometimes I told myself before age 30, I want to finish having children. At age 30, I want to start a business. I want to do this. But the truth is that I achieved some. I didn't achieve some. So if you write your plan, the Bible says write the vision and make it plain. It will give you guidance on how to live your life. If you're so good at one, you can do side hustle. But when you're not focused on anyone, you will not be focused on anyone at all. And before you know, time will go.
You will not even be better at
You will not be better at anyone. And before you know, time is going. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years.
And you're wasting time.
But if you're focused on one thing, either your side hustle or your work, in the shortest possible time, if you're committed to it still boils down to diligence and commitment. It still boils down to that. If you're not focused on that one thing, you will be set up in life early. Then you can spread investments. That's my view.
Yeah, I think I love the view. I love the view. So in conclusion, and my take home from this whole thing that we've done just now is that we should not just live life anyhow, because she made mention of you committing things into God's hands, and I'm a very big fan of that.
Yeah.
Because God is the only one that can give us the master plan of our life, even though we plan it. But then the moment we approach God, He tells us, okay, this place that you wrote this on is not me that's leading you. And then He corrects you, and we don't live life like we are doing gambling or whatsoever. This brings us to the end of the podcast for today. I actually enjoyed it. I don't know, I feel like we should continue, but time and all of that.
Sorry that I said so much, but this topic is very personal to me. Yeah. If I have a business tomorrow, I will not encourage as a startup. I'm sorry, you might say, the viewers might feel is a greedy thing to do. I will not want to employ someone that has a side hustle, because I feel like I'm building my business. You should be committed to it. You should be committed to the vision of the company. And when you're not, I feel like you're against me.
That's true, actually, because when you work in a place that you're not after the growth of the place.
Exactly.
So that brings us to the end of this podcast. Thank you so much.
Please subscribe and comment. Don't drag me. It's my opinion.
No, you can actually share your opinion.
Yeah, share your opinion in the comment section.
It's a free world. Everybody
we just stated our view. Please want to know what you think. Until we see again.
Yes, thank you. Bye.